If you've been going to the gym for over a year and still don't look like it, it's probably not your genetics. It's one of these 5 habits. And number 3 is the one almost nobody fixes, even after they find out about it. I pulled from peer-reviewed studies and cross-checked every single one of these against what actually works in the gym, not just what sounds smart on a whiteboard. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which of these habits is stalling your progress and the 30-second fix for each one. Let's get into it. Habit number 1, training to failure on every single set. For years, the idea has been no pain, no gain. If you're not grinding out that last rep until your form breaks down, you must not be working hard enough, right? Here's what the research actually shows. Studies comparing sets taken to true failure against sets stopped 1 to 2 reps before failure found almost identical muscle growth between the two groups. The difference? The group that stopped early recovered faster, felt less beat up, and had a much lower risk of injury. Training to failure isn't dangerous once in a while, but doing it on every set, every session is a fast track to burnout and nagging joint pain without actually buying you extra muscle. The fix is simple. On most of your working sets, leave 1 to 2 reps in the tank. You'll know you're close to failure, but you're stopping just before your form starts to break down. Save true failure for maybe your very last set of an exercise, if you use it at all. Habit number 2, ignoring the eccentric or lowering part of the lift. Most lifters treat the lowering phase like it doesn't matter. They explode up, then just drop the weight back down as fast as possible to get to the next rep. But here's the thing. The eccentric phase is where a huge amount of the muscle building signal actually happens. Slowing down that lowering phase increases what's called time under tension, and it increases the micro damage to the muscle fibers that triggers growth. You don't need to turn every rep into a slow motion exercise, but adding a controlled 2 to 3 second lowering phase, especially on your main lifts, can meaningfully speed up your results without adding a single extra set to your workout. Quick honest note here, I actually got this wrong in a video I posted last month. I said tempo barely matters as long as you're progressively overloading. That's true for total volume, but I underestimated how much a slow eccentric adds on top of that. So consider this the correction. Habit number 3. And this is the one I mentioned at the very start, the one almost nobody actually fixes, chasing soreness. If you wake up the next day and you're not sore, you assume the workout didn't work. So you start adding random exercises or switching up your routine just to feel that soreness again. Here's the problem. Soreness has a really weak connection to actual muscle growth. What causes soreness isn't damage that builds muscle, it's mostly novelty. Your first time doing an exercise, or the first time in weeks doing something slightly different, will make you sore, whether or not it was actually a productive session. Lifters who chase soreness end up constantly switching exercises, which means they never build the consistency needed to actually track progress or apply progressive overload. The fix is to stop using soreness as your metric entirely. Track your numbers instead. The weight on the bar, the reps you completed, how those numbers change week to week. If those are going up over time, the plan is working, sore or not. Habit number 4, skipping recovery entirely or overcomplicating it. A lot of lifters either ignore recovery completely, training hard every single day, or they go the opposite direction and obsess over exact protein timing windows and supplement stacks that barely move the needle. Here's what actually matters. Total daily protein intake matters far more than exact timing. Getting enough quality sleep matters more than almost any single recovery hack you'll see marketed online. And chronic under-recovery, not one bad night, but weeks of it stacking up, is what actually blunts your results. The fix is a simple checklist, not a complicated system. Are you sleeping close to 7 to 9 hours most nights? Are you hitting a reasonable daily protein target consistently? Are you giving each muscle group at least 48 hours before hitting it hard again? If yes to those 3, you're covering the recovery basics that actually matter. Habit number 5, constantly changing your exercises. The idea that muscle confusion is necessary, that you need constant variety to keep making progress, is one of the most persistent myths in the gym. In reality, progressive overload, gradually adding weight or reps over time, requires consistency. You can't track and beat a number on an exercise you only do once every few weeks. That doesn't mean never varying your training. It means picking 1 or 2 core lifts per movement pattern, a squat pattern, a hinge pattern, a push, a pull, and sticking with them for 8 to 12 weeks before rotating anything. That consistency is what lets you actually apply progressive overload, track real progress, and see the number on the bar go up week after week. Let's run through all 5 quickly. Number 1, stop training to failure on every set. Leave 1 to 2 reps in reserve. Number 2, slow down your eccentric. A controlled 2 to 3 second lowering phase speeds up results. Number 3, stop chasing soreness. Track your numbers instead. Number 4, keep recovery simple. Sleep, consistent protein, 48 hours between hitting the same muscle group hard. And number 5, stop switching exercises constantly. Pick your core lifts and stick with them for 8 to 12 weeks. If you want the exact rep ranges and reps in reserve targets I use with my own training, I broke that down in detail in another video. Links on screen and in the description. If this helped you out, go ahead and subscribe because next week I'm testing whether one of the most popular pre-workout ingredients on the market actually does anything at all. See you in the next one.